Ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. Also, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself from his Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Mr. Shenanigans himself, and the two-time Chilling 3000 2022 End of the Year Awards winner, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 533 of the show. What's going on, everybody? It is draft night. That's right, night one of the WWE Draft, and here's how it went down. Triple H decided to kick it off. And the first round picks. All right, picks in the first round. SmackDown got the first round overall pick. 3-1. It will be Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman, 3/5 of the Bloodline. They will be on SmackDown. Meanwhile, Monday Night Raw picks Cody Rhodes. That means, now, here's what it is. With Roman Reigns going to SmackDown, and with the Undisputed Universal Championship being there, that means Raw will have a new World Heavyweight Champion. And with Cody Rhodes as the number one pick, I am certain that Cody Rhodes will probably hold that championship by the time Night of Champions is over. But SmackDown decided to pick their number one in the women's division, Bianca Belair, the Raw Women's Champion. That could affect the Raw Women's Championship. And I know Io Sky is probably not going to be very happy, but might I digress? I think this would they will go all the post draft picks, they will go into effect May the 8th. So after Backlash, that is where all the draft picks will be going to their brand. So, but then Raw ended up picking Becky Lynch to anchor as their first round pick. So SmackDown's getting Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman, and Bianca Belair, and from the first round. Then Raw comes back with Cody Rhodes and Becky Lynch. Great choices, great picks. The Usos come. Triple H introduced the Usos to come out to address the crowd, saying they'll even though that Roman Reigns has not contacted them, they'll dedicate the tag team titles to Roman Reigns. But here's another deal. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens interrupted them, and Sami Zayn says, "Hey, you know it's funny that he has not spoken to you guys since you lost the titles to us? Well, it doesn't matter. We're walking out with the belts." And then Jimmy Uso, and then Kevin Owens about had enough and says, "We're going to go in there, kick your butts, and we're walking out the champs." So that is how it's going. But coming up next, Pete Butch Dunne will take on LA Knight. Pete Butch Dunne and the Brawling Brutes. Well, we'll take on LA Knight. LA Knight's been running his mouth far too long. And I think a guy like Pete Dunne, a.k.a. Butch, will probably shut LA Knight up. I'm hoping that will be the case. So, let me put this microphone down here. So, again, one more time. First round pick. Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman for SmackDown. Cody Rhodes for Raw. Bianca Belair for SmackDown. Becky Lynch for Raw. And we'll go to we'll be right back with this matchup between Butch and LA Knight, and the second round picks for both brands. So we'll check you guys out, and just hang tight there. Well, meanwhile, that match is going on right now. Bianca Belair did respond to going to SmackDown. And you know what this means? If Rhea Ripley stays on SmackDown, goes to SmackDown, and remains SmackDown Women's Champ, this is going to be an interesting situation. Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair going one-on-one. I don't think we ever had that match on the main roster yet. I don't believe, but that could be happening. So I'm totally just stoked about this. This is going to be totally, it'll be a totally cool thing. So right now, Butch and LA Knight, they did a SmackDown Lowdown where LA Knight's been running around holding a microphone, and he ran his mouth, and who's going to feed Butch? And it was a joke, and Sheamus didn't like it. And so right now, that's how this match came about between Pete Butch Dunne, and LA Knight. And then also, you see the superstars of NXT clapping. They're very excited about the draft. And check it out, too. Grayson Waller's like, There, Grayson, you get drafted to Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. The superstars probably rearrange your face, son. It looks like the lovely Kelly Kincaid also is eligible for the draft. Well, no, we could have a new Raw interviewer, backstage interviewer, Miss Kelly Kincaid. I kind of like that. A huge opportunity for her. I know she's toiling around not only in NXT but Ring of Honor as Quinn McKay. This is a huge opportunity for her, and Pretty Deadly may maybe end up in a draft today. Who knows? Some select NXT superstars are available, so I'm really excited about who they pick. So who the Raw and SmackDown pick. So this is a huge opportunity for NXT. So we'll find out. So let's see what happens. Okay. What's happening? Well, we'll get back to you the results of the Butch night matchup, and then possibly round 2 of the SmackDown Raw. This ought to be interesting. Gotta like draft day already, man. All right, the end result of that matchup between Butch and LA Knight. LA Knight picks up the victory over Butch, and Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa in the locker room pep talking the Usos. Paul Heyman was doing most of the pep talking while the Usos are listening, and they say tonight's the night, tonight's the night, tonight's the night. But then some big, huge news. Also, to present the second round picks for Raw and SmackDown from the Raw side, WWE Hall of Famer Rob Van Dam is in attendance. And another legendary Hall of Famer, Michael P.S. Hayes, will be presenting the SmackDown side of the draft. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited about this. It's gonna be a fun deal, man. This is gonna be a fun deal. So we'll get ready for the second round picks of the 2023 draft. And remember, there's one half of the roster will be picked tonight. The other half picked Monday night. And remember, NXT, there's some select superstars in NXT be waiting in the wings to see who gets picked. It's going to be very interesting to see how this develops. So, this will be a whole lot of fun. Personally, I can't wait. And seeing RVD came in a suit. You didn't think with the RVD, you didn't think of he's laid back. He's the type of guy who be laid back. Comes in with a suit, looking smart, looking sharp as a tack. And Katie Forbes is a lucky woman to have him. I'll tell you what, he's a lucky man to have Katie Forbes. You see her? Oh my goodness. Anyways, but I still think that Harley Cameron and Toni Storm's hotter looking. But who's hotter looking than Katie Forbes? I would have to say Io Sky. I would have to say Gigi Dolan, Nikita Lyons. Let's see. That's it. Those are 3 little ladies I like. So, we'll see what happens here. So, coming up next, the second round picks for Raw and SmackDown. Let's see what's up. RVD and Michael P.S. Hayes, who they got in their hands. I think Michael P.S. Hayes' reaction. I think SmackDown is going to be stacked. I don't know who's got the stack. So far, it's evenly matched between stacked because you got Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa for the SmackDown. Paul Heyman's going with them, but you got Bianca Belair. That's pretty good. Then you got Raw's pretty stacked so far. Cody Rhodes and Becky Lynch. Stacked. Stacked so far. But who does Raw and SmackDown have next? We'll find out in the second round. And then whoever's undrafted, they will be picked on shows. I'll probably get those results. Remember, these drafts will not go into place until after Backlash, basically. So Monday Night Raw, May the 8th, that's when it all begins. So it'd be very interesting to see who goes where and which NXT superstars goes where. That would be a whole lot of fun. It's a huge opportunity for NXT superstars there. Like I said, Grayson Waller, and taking the Grayson Waller effect of Monday Night Raw. Probably have to contend with Miz TV for the belt. Well, if SmackDown needs a talk show, Grayson Waller can go over to SmackDown. Who knows for sure what develops? It's going to be a lot of fun. Trust me, kids. It's going to be nuts. All right, guys. Hang in there. Hang tight. Episode 533 will continue with the second round picks for Raw and SmackDown. Alrighty, then the second round has been complete. RVD and Michael P.S. Hayes, the Hall of Famers, have made their presentations of picks. Second round pitch, SmackDown has chosen the Street Profits. They're going to the blue brand. But coming to Monday Night Raw will be Imperium. That means Ludwig Kaiser, Giovanni Vinci, and the Intercontinental Champion Gunther will be coming to Monday Night Raw. That's going to be interesting, to say the least. So that means a lot of matches. Cody Rhodes and Gunther could run it back from being the last two men in the Royal Rumble matchup. But then you got SmackDown's gone rated R. That's right, the rated R superstar Edge will be going to SmackDown, and Matt Riddle will be staying on Monday Night Raw. This is going to be a whole lot of fun, to say the least. Right now, a triple threat tag team match of the Street Profits face newest SmackDown tag team, the Street Profits face Ricochet and Braun Strowman, and the LWO team of Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro. Going to be a whole lot of fun. Let me check on the Cleveland Red Sox game. They're down. Red Sox are down 4-1 last time I checked. Looks like Tony Francona knows more about that team than anything. And Alex Cora is part of 2017. All right, so right now we're going back to the triple threat matchup, tag team matchup. So we'll see what happens. So hang in there. All right, the results of that matchup, the triple threat match, the Street Profits won. What an insane matchup. Everybody was flying all over the place. Angelo Dawkins went flying. Montez Ford goes flying. The LWO went flying. And Braun Strowman did his own version of flying by running around the ring, running over people like a locomotive. It's been crazy. And coming up next for the third round picks, JBL will do the SmackDown picks, and Teddy Long, player, holla, holla, will be doing the Raw picks. And if I hear him say someone's going to go one-on-one with The Undertaker, I'm going to laugh my butt off. How about a tag team match? Imagine Grayson Waller, player, going one-on-one with The Undertaker. Yeah, I'm sure Grayson Waller, like, if I hear him say I'm going one-on-one with The Undertaker, I'm going to bust him up. Something like that. No, we'll see what happens, though. This is great. This is great. We have now. I'm going to go see how the Red Sox are doing. They were down 4-1. I don't know if they're catching up or what here. 4-2. Okay, 4-2. Keep those crazy Indian Guardians. They're not the Indians anymore. They're the Guardians. Off the base here. Got to run around already. Double play ball. Come on, set them up for that. Turkeys. That's how I feel about Red Sox losing for now. And, strike. Very good. What they got on the mound? Cutter Crawford? Yeah. He must have replaced Pavetta. All right. We're going to go back, and we're going to find out who the third round picks are. And we're going to find out who the third round picks are. A la JBL and Theodore R. Long. We'll see what happens coming up next. All right, round 3 of the WWE Draft goes like this. SmackDown's chosen Bobby Lashley, so he'll be going to the blue brand. Raw, though, his pick Drew McIntyre. He's going to the red brand. That means an opportunity for him to be the World Heavyweight Champion. And the OC, the entire OC team, AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, and Mia Yim going over to SmackDown. And Raw will be keeping The Miz. And that's the way it is right now. For the third round, Zelina Vega took on Sonya Deville 1-on-1. Vega gets the victory, carrying that momentum going into Backlash a week from tomorrow. Rhea Ripley, though, blasts Zelina Vega from behind with a drop kick. And Sonya Deville yanks Rhea Ripley to the point where Ripley decks her in the face. And when Chelsea Green tried to go after her, she fled and tried to hide on the announce table. And then Vega, Rhea Ripley meant to go hit Zelina Vega with a move, and then Vega counters it into a DDT and escapes. And that's where we stand right now. So it's been good so far on SmackDown. Oh, remember, we're going to do NXT Level Up very, very soon. Then you got... So the third round picks for the 2023 draft... SmackDown's chosen Bobby Lashley in the OC. Raw's got Drew McIntyre and The Miz. That means the World Heavyweight Championship picture is looking pretty good, pretty clean so far. And it's only just night 1 of the draft. Remember, we got Monday Night Raw for night 2. So bearing that in mind. So far, SmackDown's got Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman, Bianca Belair, Street Profits, Edge, Bobby Lashley, and the OC. Looking good so far. Monday Night Raw, they got Cody Rhodes, Becky Lynch, Imperium. That's already a good start. Matt Riddle, Drew McIntyre, and The Miz. Okay, all right. Let's get some of the ladies involved. Let's go. And some NXT superstars. Let's get them involved. Let's get them. We want to see what is going to happen, brother. And I'll tell you what. So the SmackDown. So it will continue on. So we'll find out who's get picked in the 4th round or any more matches happening. Who knows for sure. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were getting ready for their main event title match as they defend the Undisputed Tag Titles against the Usos. Already got their pep talk. They already got their trash talk in. They seem to be ready to go. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to hang tight, sit back and relax, and find out what the bleep will be going on. 4th round picks, maybe. We'll see. Alrighty then. After Zelina Vega's victory over Sonya Deville, Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio gave a little bit of edifying words to help encourage Zelina Vega, carrying her momentum into Backlash. Gotta like seeing that. Rey Mysterio, told Zelina he's been there. He's been the underdog. I think Rey Mysterio, what he's been doing with El Legado del Fantasma, setting a great example. Gotta love it. And I tell Santos Escobar, man, I'm starting to respect him a little bit more, man. I love some of these second generation stars. They could think they're entitled to everything, but Santos Escobar has worked hard. He has worked very, very hard, and now you got somebody like Rey Mysterio to mentor you, to mold you and shape you into one of the best superstars ever. I got a lot of respect for Legado del Fantasma, Rey Mysterio forming the LWO. Gotta love it. The OC made their way to the ring, and AJ Styles makes his return in a long time. And then AJ Styles about to address the crowd. Here comes the Viking Raiders. And then, because you guys want to fight, wait a minute, AJ Styles, being a smart guy, it's 4-3, he knows it, and he knows it, said, I'm going to stand back here, OC, handle your business, meet Jimmy and Yim, Carl Anderson, and Luke Gallows brawled, took out the Viking Raiders, and that's the way things are rolling to a screeching end. So speaking, say we're just getting started, though. Did the too sweet. You know what this means, ladies and gentlemen. That's a scary thought. So but kicking out the 4th and final round are 2 members of D Generation X for the SmackDown side of things. It will be the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, that will be presenting the 4th round picks, and the Road Dogg, Jesse James. That's right, one half of the Tag Team Champions of the World. That's right. The Road Dogg, Jesse James, the Badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws. One half of that group. Road Dogg will be presenting the Raw picks. So, we haven't heard anything from NXT. We haven't heard anything from Io Sky and all that. This is going to be a lot of fun. Trust me on this one. This is going to be exciting. Will a group split up? Who knows for sure. And, Braun Strowman's going to drive a car. Okay, look out, ladies and gentlemen, off the road. Man, oh man, the draft can do lots of crazy things. Flip everything upside down, inside out, right side down, upside down town, A-town down. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you what. This is, especially in the women's division, ladies and gentlemen. I'll explain. I forgot to tell you. So after the both OC and Viking Raiders brawl, AJ Styles hits eyebrow with the phenomenal forearm. So I forgot to tell you that part. HBK and Road Dogg, DX members, hit the 4th round picks, and Shawn Michaels said SmackDown selects all 3 members of Damage Control. Now this ought to be an interesting situation because both Bianca Belair and Io Sky are going to SmackDown, and the Raw Women's title was on the line at Backlash. So this is going to be, this is going to change things a little bit here. So you're talking about Raw's women's division. So the SmackDown women's division does need a little bit of pick me up, but poor Michael Cole, he's gonna have to deal with Bayley every Friday night. Unless some trades are gonna be made, who knows for sure. But for the first time in Monday Night Raw, will be coming over to Monday Night Raw Shinsuke Nakamura. A little bit more in that situation with Shinsuke Nakamura going over to Monday Night Raw. It looks like the world heavyweight title is going to be more of an enticing division than ever before. But a surprise pick on this one, as you know, select NXT superstars are eligible for the pick. So SmackDown chose the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. Shawn Michaels was not very happy about this. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. That's right, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn are going to SmackDown. And if that isn't it bad enough for Shawn Michaels is going to make another decision now. Indy Hartwell, the NXT Women's Champion, is going over to Monday Night Raw in the draft. So looks like the women's division dominated the fourth round, and the NXT Women's division is going to be flipped upside down. I mean, that's going to be insane. So the fourth round pick goes like this. SmackDown chose Damage Control and the NXT Women's Champ, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. This is going to be very interesting, to say the least. And Raw's picked Shinsuke Nakamura and Indy Hartwell. This is an international conglomerate, As you know, Io Sky's from Japan, Dakota Kai's from New Zealand, Shinsuke's from Japan, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn from Scotland, Indy Hartwell's from Australia. That is huge. And then for the first time, Mackenzie Mitchell, not the first time debuting on the main roster, but she interviewed Isla Dawn, Alba Fire. They're really excited about going over to SmackDown. But here's the fun part. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter interrupted them, said, hey, we want a shot at the tag team titles coming Tuesday. So that, I'm sure Shawn Michaels in the back of his mind may end up making that match happen, and we may see Team KC walk out the NXT Women's Tag Team Champs once again. And then Caleb Braxton said to interview Shinsuke Nakamura, but then he got blindsided by Karrion Kross. Was probably upset. Dude, you got till Monday night to be drafted. So, and then last minute pep talk from Heyman and Usos. They want Souls of Gold out there, and Val Heyman says, spotlight's on you guys. So that's fine. So coming up next, and it will be the the undisputed WWE World Tag Team titles on the line. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, again defending against the former champs, the Usos. So let's go finally with the draft. Who has SmackDown picked? Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman, number one picks. Bianca Belair, the Street Profits. The Street Profits, Edge, Bobby Lashley, the OC, Damage Control, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Meanwhile, Raw's got Cody Rhodes, Becky Lynch, Imperium, Matt Riddle, Drew McIntyre, The Miz, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Indy Hartwell. This will be even more interesting. So we're going to get back to the results of the tag team title match, and then we're going to kick things over to NXT Level Up. I wonder how everything will be settled. So let's go to that and see what happens here. Jeez, this undisputed tag team title started off faster than a speeding bullet. Goodness sakes, the Usos they jumped on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They're trying to isolate Kevin Owens from Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn has not even moved. Two matches are going to happen next week on SmackDown. The final SmackDown before Backlash. And finally, one-on-one. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Karrion Kross, while the newest members of the SmackDown roster, the OC, that will be Gallows and Anderson, taking on the Viking Raiders. That's going to be a barn burner brawl and a half. Look out for Valhalla. You got Michin watching their back. So this is going to be something to look out for. And now, I'll tell you what, man, this is a crazy matchup so far. And we still got NXT Level Up to worry about. And I'm sure how Blake Howard, Mr. Stone, and Byron Saxton react to the fact that three main cogs in the women's division are leaving NXT to go to the main roster. Indy Hartwell to Monday Night Raw, the women's champion, and the women's tag team champion. So Shawn Michaels is going to have to figure out what to do here in this situation. We all know, I think Katana Chance and Kaden Carter already are thinking about getting those NXT Women's Tag Team Championships back. They want a shot at them. They're going to get them. That's so. After all, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn knocked off Kiana James and Fallon Henley to get the gold. But it looks like Katana Chance and Kaden Carter want those titles back. Meanwhile, what's going to happen to the Women's Championship? Will Roxanne Perez demand a rematch? Will Tiffany Stratton want a matchup? And I did talk a little bit about Tiffany Stratton on Rant and Rave. Not to annoy Michael, but to be serious about this. And to be serious, because sometimes, you not like the character of Tiffany Stratton on screen. But, she, behind the scenes, she's more of a willing student to learn. And you got to respect that. So, is it Tiffany Stratton's time? We'll as a new NXT Women's Champ? Who knows for sure? So, we'll see what happens in the meantime. Announced that there will be a tournament between Raw and SmackDown superstars to determine the new World Heavyweight Champion. That means if a SmackDown superstar wins the title, they'll have to go to Monday Night Raw. So, and I see Raw's pretty stacked with the men's division. Why the heck not try to do this? So, and let me tell you, oh boy, you're gonna see me. So let me tell you, this is gonna be a crazy, crazy, crazy situation to say the least. So this is gonna be a lot of fun. So we're gonna go back to the Undisputed Tag Team titles, and then we're gonna head over to NXT Level Up. Well, it's getting crazier and crazier and crazier. This tag team title match continues on. I've got to tell you, man. It's going to be insane in the membrane. Let me tell you. That it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Well, we're going to get to the conclusion of this matchup because we're almost 11 minutes left until NXT Level Up. I want, like I said again, how Blake Howard, Byron Saxton, and Mr. Stone react to the fact that 3 of the main cogs in the women's division are leaving NXT to go to Raw and SmackDown. In this case, Indy Hartwell is going over to Monday Night Raw, while on SmackDown, it will be Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. So this is going to be interesting to say the least. So, opportunity for those 3 young ladies to really make an impact. Will we see Candice LeRae and reunite with Indy Hartwell to form a new version of The Way? Who knows for sure. And what will become of, this is an opportunity. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn could challenge Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan for the tag team titles. We know Damage Control has held the belts before. But poor Michael Cole, he's going to have to put up with Bayley every Friday night again. All right. I will be right back for the conclusion of this matchup in an NXT Level Up. Well, it concludes night 1 of the draft. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens retain the titles. And during the matchup, though, Solo Sikoa, Paul Heyman got the call from Reigns, said tonight is your night, but as Solo Sikoa went out there, Matt Riddle cut him off at the pass, hence leaving the Usos to fend for themselves, and they lost the match. So Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn retained the titles. Roman Reigns says the Ocean Up security awaits them. So right now, NXT Level Up is about to begin, and so I will conclude on that, and also the rest of the draft will continue on the SmackDown Lowdown, and hopefully in a separate episode I will give you the results of the draft. In fact, I'll give you the results of the entire draft from night 1. All right, so on a separate video in a separate episode. All right, so I'm gonna watch some NXT Level Up. All right, finished the first match of NXT Level Up. Tyler Bate took on the newcomer Luca Crucifino. And with the Tyler Driver in 97, Tyler Bate did pick up that victory. And Kelly Kincaid interviewed Hank Walker and Tank Ledger, who will be facing the Dyad in tonight's main event for NXT Level Up. And they basically talked about how they came together as a team over Meatloaf. Would you believe that? Here's the fun part. So next up, the women's division. 2 MMA practitioners. We're talking about Ivy Nile and Lola Vice going one-on-one next on NXT's Level Up. Looks like they're going to be needed in the women's division. Looks like the women's division is going to be all complete with Hopefully new champions across the board. We'll find out. Coming up next. Well, we just finished at one. Now, this women's division match was very, very important because now with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn going over to SmackDown in the draft and Indy Hartwell going over to Monday Night Raw, and both of them are, those three ladies are champions. Indy Hartwell, the NXT Women's Champ, and the NXT Women's Tag Team Champs. That would be Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. It looks like the ladies know there's a humongous opportunity for them to really step up to the plate. You always seen Roxanne Perez step it up with the NXT as NXT Women's Champion. Will Mako Satomura still be on NXT? We haven't heard anything from Blair Davenport as of late, or Stevie Turner. So this is a huge opportunity for a lot of the ladies to really step up, and let's see what Shawn Michaels does. But this matchup, Ivy Nile and Lola Vice, two MMA practitioners. This was a heck of a matchup. This match could have gone either way, but Lola Vice made one mistake when the edge and experience Ivy Nile has caught Miss Vice in that dragon sleeper hold, picking up the victory, and the Creed brothers did celebrate with Ivy Nile in the end. The main event is beginning. It will be Hank Walker and Tank Ledger to go up against the Dyad. That will be Rip Fowler and Jagger Reed, formerly known as James Drake, and Zach Gibson of the Grizzled Young Veterans. We'll see what happens when we come back after this. Alright, let's conclude this video. Let's end this video with this. They had the main event. The main event was Hank Walker and Tank Ledger versus the Dyad. That's Jagger Reed and Rip Fowler, formerly known as the Grizzled Young Veterans, Zach Gibson and James Drake. And the experience of the Dyad won over the inexperienced team of Hank Walker and Tank Ledger. So to conclude this SmackDown NXT Level Up episode, I'm going to go over the picks that were in the first round. Were in the first 4 rounds of night 1 of the draft. SmackDown chose Roman Reigns. That means the undisputed Universal title will be on SmackDown exclusively. Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman. Bianca Belair. The Street Profits. Edge. Bobby Lashley. The OC. Damage Control, and the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions Alba Fire and Isla Dawn all going to SmackDown. So that means the SmackDown Women's Division is going to be stacked. Meanwhile, Monday Night Raw has chosen Cody Rhodes, Becky Lynch in the first round. Second round, Imperium and Matt Riddle. That means the Intercontinental title is coming back to Monday Night Raw. So Matt Riddle could have a chance to get that title. Drew McIntyre is coming over to Raw, and The Miz remains on Raw. Shinsuke Nakamura will be coming to the Raw for the very first time. And a newcomer to Monday Night Raw in the 4th round, NXT Women's Champion Indy Hartwell. So that concludes episode 533 of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. I want to make sure nothing's... So I hope you guys have a wonderful night and be blessed. So that includes this episode. So until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, please take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget production, and in association with A Sweet Bowl for Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.